Hello there. Welcome back to EPM N4. Today we want to look at a question from November 2022. This was question 4 of that question paper, and it's on market feasibility. So we're going to go through the text that we are given here, and then we answer what is following in terms of the question that we have beneath that. So the question starts here where we have this text that we are given. Natural talent can become your success. So we are going to go through this, then you answer the questions. I learned to design and sew while assisting my mother, who was a seamstress, and that is when I realized that I had a talent to create. Tabo Kumalo explains, but I never knew I was an entrepreneur. Tabo Kumalo started his company at Tovik in 2020, and he has since appeared in South African Fashion Week, Soweto Fashion Week, and Malanga Fashion Week. Kumalo is a small but engaged audience who he communicates directly with. The brand has a dedicated audience, and the social media presence also allows me to continuously scan the fashion environment to keep up with external forces. One of the most challenging aspects of launching this business was marketing the brand with limited funds. He used social media and word of mouth to market. On social media, people share your brand with others simply because they want to, says Kumar. It's a powerful platform and it does not cost anything. Kumar built up his company using support from a strong online network, which became his marketing strategy. So, according to your understanding, you can even go again and read the text that you are given so that you understand and be able to answer the questions that are following. So if we go down on the first question, which is 4.1, the question reads, Kumalo continuously scanned the fashion environment to keep up with external forces of being an entrepreneur, especially in the line of work. Then the question reads, use your own words to explain the term external force. So basically, external force is explained as factors surrounding the organization that influence its activities. So any factor that is surrounding, that is not within the organization, but coming from outside, and that factor is influencing the activities of the organization, we can call it an external force. We can also define it as a force that acts from outside the organization to influence its activities. So this is what we have in terms of the explanation of external force. But obviously, on the opposite side, we also have what we call internal force. Internal force now becomes factors that are influencing the organization, but they're coming within. So these are the ones that act from within the organization to influence its activities. So this is what we have, but in this context, we are only concerned about external force. So we can go and define that one, which is on 4.1, which is external force. So if you come here, this is 4.1. So we can just try to be brief in terms of the definition that we are going to give there. And we can just say they are forces. They are forces that act from outside. That act from outside the organization to influence its activities. So there should be forces that are acting from outside, but they should also influence uh, the activities, influence its activities. So this is what we have in terms of the definition that we have of external force. We can move on to the next question. And remember, on 4.1, our question is 2 marks. Then on 4.2, mention 3 environmental forces which could influence Kumalo's business and explain how they influence topic. So the key term that we have there is environmental force. So we also need to understand what we mean by environmental force. Basically, environmental forces are defined as factors in the business environment that influence its operations. So the business environment also become the surrounding space that we have for the organization. We are talking about, for example, we are talking about industry competition, explains an environmental force, and also you can have an example of supplier power being being an environmental force, or even the customers that we are competing with also become part of those environmental forces. And also even threat of substitutes also can be described as environmental forces. Substitutes, we are saying the products or services that we are offering, what are other products or services that are being used by clients or customers for the same purpose. So we call them substitutes. So a substitute also will come in the form of our competitors. So this is what we have in terms of that. Then now on our question, we are trying to mention the three environmental forces which could influence Kumalo's business and explain how they influence. We can talk about the customers is one of them. The customers is one of them, is one of the forces, and also we have to explain how they influence the Kumalo's business. So customers, we can explain it from the context that they buy from the company, and the business survival depends on the customer. So we can have customers as one of them. So we can go to our answer section and try to summarize those environmental forces. So on 4.2, we are saying we have customers is one of them. And we are saying the explanation now is that they buy from the company. They buy or purchase from the company. They purchase from the company, and the business survival depends on the customers. And the business survival depends on the customers. So this is what we have in terms of customers. Then we can also try to identify another environmental force that we have. There we can also talk about competition. We can also mention competition. So all the explanation of competition is that competition in competition is we have to attract our customers with lower price. Attract customers with lower price. So here we can just attract customers with lower price. Right. Then lastly, we can even talk about the economic environment that we are operating in as a business can also be an environmental force, because whatever is happening in the economy is going to affect the level of our success as a business. The level of economic activity, and then any economic problem that is going to be faced by the economy also is going to affect our business, be it inflation, be it unemployment, one or the other way, these macroeconomic problems will come back and affect our business. So we can also talk about the economy. Economy. So we can just mention it as economy. And the explanation that we can give there is that the level of unemployment will affect the sales revenue. Will affect the sales revenue. Remember, whenever there's unemployment, this becomes a macroeconomic problem that can be faced in an economy. And when you have that situation, it means we've got when it goes up the unemployment rate, it means we've got more people that aren't going to work. So our potential to buy is being decreased there. So we are going to see the people with the potential to buy being lesser, and our sales revenue obviously also will go down. So this is what we have in terms of the relationship that we have there. So this is what we have in terms of 4.2. So we can move on to the next question and try to see what we have there. We are now on 4.3. Right, on 4.3, the question reads, which advertising strategies is Kumalo using to gain the attention of his audience? So the key term that we have there, we have got advertising strategy. So we need to understand what we mean by an advertising strategy. So basically, an advertising strategy, we can define it as a step-by-step plan to reach your customers and to convince them to buy your products. We can also come from the angle that we can explain it as a plan of action to promote products. So basically, the act that we do as a business or organization, so that we make our customers or our clients aware of our products or services, we are strategy. So we are advertising. And then now on the strategy, now we are now looking at how are we going to do that. That becomes our strategy. So the question is, which advertising strategy is Kumalo using to gain the attention of his audience? So we can go back to the text and try to find out which advertising strategy are mentioned in the text that we are given. So if we come here, one of the most challenging aspects of launching his business was making marketing the brand with limited funds. And then on the next sentence, he used social media and word of mouth. So it means these are the advertising strategies. These are the ways that are being used so that the customers become aware of what is being offered. So this is social media and word of mouth. So these are the strategies that are there. He used social media and word of mouth. So this is what we can just summarize in our answer section as our 4.3. Is our 4.3. So you can come here and we are saying 4.3. So you can say he used social media, social media and word of mouth. So this is what we have in terms of this 4.3. Then we can move on to 4.4. 4.4. Right, on 4.4, the question this reads, give two advantages of Kumalo's marketing approach. So the marketing approach that we have is social media and word of mouth. And then we are saying, the question is now saying, looking for advantages. We can just try to identify two advantages of using that, of using social media and word of mouth. So if we go up there in the text that you are given, I will try to find out what benefits are being mentioned there. So you see that we are told that next sentence, on social media, people share your brand with others simply because they want to. So this is another advantage that we can bring out, that people share your brand with others. So it becomes an advantage. So there's no possibility that people are going to be aware of what we are offering. So this becomes an advantage. Then we go to the next sentence. It's a powerful platform and it does not cost anything. So it means the cost also is low when we use these marketing strategies. So this becomes another advantage. So we have two advantages that we picked there. So and our question is looking for two advantages. So we can just go there and mention those one on 4.4. So we are now here on 4.4. So the first one, we can say the costs is the cost. It does not cost anything. We can put it exactly as it is mentioned in the passage that we are given there, that it does not cost anything. So this is what we have in terms of the first point. And then the second point that we picked was that people share your brand with others. People share your brand. People share your brand with others. So this becomes the second point. So this is what we have. Then we can go in to look at the last part of this question. The last part of this question. You can go on to the next page that we have there. So we are only ending here on 4.5. That's where we are ending 4.5. And the question is complete SWOT analysis for Kumalo's business. Complete SWOT analysis for Kumalo's business. So firstly, maybe we also need to understand what we mean by the SWOT analysis. We also need to understand what we mean by the SWOT analysis. So the SWOT on its own is a representation of an acronym, and we are saying it's SWOT. And we have got our S representing there. Our S is representing. This is our strength. It's representing our strength. And then we have got our W representing our weakness, our weaknesses. And then we have got our O representing our opportunities. And then lastly, we have our T representing our threats. So this is the representation in terms of the letters that we have in this acronym of SWOT. So basically, on defining what exactly we mean by a SWOT analysis, it comes as a structured planning method used to evaluate the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats involved, be it in a project or in a business venture. It can also be carried out for a product. It can also be carried out for a place, be it an industry also. So this is what we have in terms of explanation of a SWOT analysis. And we should also take note that it involves specifying the objective of the business, venture, or a project. And it involves internal and external factors. Also very important to take note that the internal and external factors that are involved there are either favorable or unfavorable. So these are used now to achieve the objective that we want to achieve. So this is what we have in terms of strength. So on the strength, we are looking on the positive side, the advantages that the business can bring are represented by a strength. Then on the weaknesses, we are looking at any problem that we can face as a business from within the organization. We can call it a weakness. Then opportunities, these are elements that business could exploit to its advantage. These are opportunities now. And then threats, we are looking at the what could cause any problem for the business from outside the organization. So basically now you'd see that on this SWOT analysis, we've got internal factors and external factors. So if you go here on these ones are represents internal factors. So these ones are internal factors. Internal meaning these are factors that are affecting from within the organization, inside the organization. That's our internal factors. Then here now we have got our external factors. So our external, we are saying they are affecting the organization from outside the organization, and this now becomes our external. So here we can also have a positive internal factor and a negative internal factor, meaning the strengths are coming in, bringing positive to the business, and the weaknesses are bringing in negatives there. So here you see that this one is a representation of our representation of our positives. They are bringing positives here or advantages to the business. And this one, they are bringing our negatives to the business from within the business. Then also here we've got our opportunities. Our opportunities are representing our positives that are being brought by this SWOT analysis. And then our threats are also bringing in negatives from outside the organization. So this is what we have in terms of this SWOT analysis. With the explanation of SWOT analysis, now we can go back to the question and try to see what exactly does the question asking us for. So the question reads: complete SWOT analysis for Kumalo's business. Complete the SWOT analysis for Kumalo's business. So we are going to go through the strengths and try to identify the strengths in the person in the text that we are given, and then we identify the weaknesses in the text that we are given, opportunities we identify, and then the threats that we can identify. So let's start with strengths. So we can go to the text that we are given and try to identify what strengths are there. So if you go to at the beginning of the question, I learned to design and sew while assisting my mother, who was a seamstress, and this is when I realized that I had a talent to create. So this is bringing us to the fact that this is a strength that is being brought out there, that there is knowledge there. The person has knowledge about what he or she wants to do. So this is what we have here as a strength. And then we go to the next sentence. But I never knew I was an entrepreneur. Uh, Tabo Kumalo started this company topic in 2020 and has since appeared South African Fashion Week, etc. So from the information that we've read here, we are seeing that there are some strengths that we can bring out there in terms of the knowledge and the skills that this person has. So this we can mention this as our strength. So if you go there now on our strength part, this is now 4.5. We are now on 4.5. So we can start with our strength. Strength. So on our strengths, we can just mention them there. Remember, we are saying we have got knowledge, and skills that we can deduce from what we analyzed there. So we can now move on to the weaknesses. We can try to find out what about the weaknesses now. So on the weaknesses, we can go there and try to find out what weakness is being represented there. So if you come here, the second paragraph, one of the most challenging aspects of launching his business was marketing the brand with limited funds. So limited funds becomes a weakness that we are seeing there. There are no funds, so it becomes a weakness. So we can go on information that limited funds. So here we have got limited. We have got limited funds. Limited funds. This is the only weakness that we can deduce there. Then we can move on to the next part of the acronym, which is opportunities. Now, opportunities. What are opportunities that we can deduce or identify in the text that we are given? We have got opportunity. Opportunity. So you can go on to try to find out what opportunities are being mentioned there. If we go on, let's try to see. Let's see, come here. Kumalo built up his company using support from a strong online network. So this is an opportunity that Kumalo can use to exploit and take advantage of, so that the business becomes a success. So we have strong online network being an opportunity that we have there. So we can go there and mention that one, online network. It's a strong online network. So this becomes an opportunity that we can identify from what we are given there, the information that we have. So we move on to the next one now. We are now looking at the threats. We are now looking at the threats. That's the last part now. On the threats now, we can go there and try to find out what exactly is being mentioned as a threat. We can go there and try to see where we have a threat, the threat that we have there. So from the information that we are having there, you see that there's no exactly a point that we can pick in terms of identifying this threat. But logically, we can just use common sense that this person is trying to venture into a new business, and obviously in those businesses there are existing businesses that are already there that are operating. So what is going to happen is, as a new business, as a new business, it's going to face a competition from existing businesses that have been already been there. So to win customers, etc., it's gonna be a problem. So it becomes a threat. So the competitors now are the threats that are there. The existing businesses that have been operating in the space become the threat. So we have got competition being a threat that is there. Uh, so we can just mention there that we have competition that is there. So this is what we have. So this marks the last part of what we wanted to cover in this video. So we'll meet again in the next video. Let's stay tuned for more videos. Those who haven't subscribed, please subscribe and share. Let's stay notified. We'll meet again in the next video. With that, I'm signing out.